Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Linda Cobas and I'm here to help you live a better journey and not hate it so much. You're welcome. So today we are actually going to talk about the third chakra. The third chakra happens to be the most known popular chakra between everybody. They're like, oh my God, you're so woke. Your third eye is literally like split open, whatever that means. So the third eye, it's pretty much all about intuition, about knowing, about following your hunches, about seeing patterns in your life and patterns that you have with people. When this chakra is blocked, people tend to be able to ignore the toxic patterns that are coming along with the future relationship. So guys are such a-holes. Oh my God, guys, this. Oh my God, love sucks. And meanwhile, you're probably pushing away that guy, that really nice guy that you just, for some reason, we just have no interest in it. It's like, oh, it's not gonna break my heart. No, I don't want that. I want pain. And that's just how our brains are wired. But it's not because we want it to be like that. It's because most likely we have seen things in our childhood that don't add up. For example, let's say you live in an abusive household and you see your parents fighting a lot, and then you ask your mom, hey, is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, everything's fine. Mommy and daddy are just having a conversation. So to make that make sense, you then start to assume and associate that lie as truth, and you start implementing that, and now you have a pattern that you are not aware of that is not okay, that is not true, that they're obviously fighting. So then you start creating these patterns in your head and you start falling into that wheel and that habit, and that's what love is, and that's what you associate it as. So then if we grow up and we don't sort through all these things that we have in our head, and we don't analyze them and self-observe and self-reflect, then we are unable to see the pattern in our actions that make us fall into despair, make us fall into the same cycle, make us follow the same route that we've been before. And it's like, damn, how did I end up here? It's probably because there's something that you are missing in your actions, in your daily life, that you have not added 1 and 1 together to equal 2 yet. You're still kind of just looking for the numbers and trying to add them up because they're not making sense, right? So this is having to do with your third eye. Unable to visualize your future, being unable to visualize anything, and being unable to visualize in your head and see things in your head clearly. That can also be a sign that you have a deficient third eye chakra. Things that you could do with that is meditation, visualization, practicing visualizing your future, practicing visualizing what you want your future home to look like, practice what you want your job to look like, practice what you want your relationships to look like, practice visualizing things that you want. There's multiple ways to get to the route, guys. You can start by your root chakra and then get it from there. You can start from your third eye, you can start from your crown, you can start from your heart, you can start from your solar plex, because it's all connected, so it doesn't matter. There's many routes to get there. So whether you want to draw, there's also exercises that you can, draw. Just draw whatever comes to your head. You could, if you need ideas and you don't know what to draw, then practice like channeling energies in your body, like what color your freaking feet feel. That's a form of visualization. If you're unable to recall your dreams, it probably gives you a signal that you don't have a very strong third eye chakra. And if you have an over excessive third eye chakra, you may fail to see again what your patterns are, and you have a delusion of you are right and everything's right. So you can see the problem with that as well. You go on living in ignorance, you go on living life. I mean, if that makes you happy, then sure, whatever, live your life, boo. But I don't know, just notice the habits in your life. This chakra has to do with also recognizing the teachings of generations that your family has implemented, and what may not be a healthy thought to commit to for the rest of your future and the rest of the future of humankind. So pretty much what I'm saying is that we should care about exploring our inner shadows and trying to come face to face to those false statements that we truly believe, that we haven't even realized that we believe. This is where meditation comes in and self-realization. This is why meditation is really important, because without meditation, you don't really know, you don't have a quiet brain to reflect. Unless you're journaling. There's also other forms of meditation, like there's journaling, there's art, there's therapeutic things. I've been practicing at work, like being mindful and being in the moment instead of being stuck in my head all the time and thinking about scenarios or thinking about the past or thinking about, something else that's not there. I'm trying to be in the present moment a lot and seeing what comes up and observing the things that I do instead of just following my habits blindly and what I usually do, and trying to observe myself being in the world, because it's so easy for us to be without observation, and that's where we can forget why we are even doing that action in the first place. Like people that, for example, fight a lot at work, like it's always the same people arguing. If you take a look, it's always the same people that fall into like that, like, the saying that would happen to you. It's like, yeah, that would happen to you. Why is that happening to you? For me, for example, this is something silly, but I'm super clumsy. I noticed that I was super clumsy in 5th grade and people used to make fun of me. And, I kind of liked it. It's kind of weird. I don't know why I like being made fun of. I'm like, yeah, I'm the clumsy girl. And it's like, no, girl, they're not laughing with you. They're laughing at you. But I didn't comprehend that. Anyways, so I kind of took that on and I accepted the fact that I was clumsy. And it's like, whatever, I'm just clumsy. And it's like, no, why don't other people break their phone as often as I do? Why do things last for other people and not me? I have a really big problem of like being so hectic and moving so fast and thinking I'm like freaking Jesus. And like, most of the time my plans in my head, the things that I'm carrying and all that, like it works, but like, there's just those one times that it doesn't. And I'm always like, literally at work, I had an evaluation and she's like, nothing was really wrong, just stop dropping things. And I was like, cool. How do I stop that? And I remember like being kind of offended that she even told me that. I was just like in my head, like, how do I stop myself? Like, I don't know, I've always been clumsy. And it's like, I started observing myself and how I drop things. And it's like, I just want to stack freaking like the Eiffel Tower in my 2 little hands and walk all the way to the back. It usually works. I'm usually always fine, but it's like when a plate falls, people usually think it's me. So that's a habit that I have of moving fast, moving hectic, and like just grabbing stuff and just being very impulsive. And that's a pattern that I have, because other people are not as clumsy as me. It's not because my hands are different. Like, girl, everybody got 5 fingers. Like, there's people out here probably with 2 fingers that are less clumsy than you. Get it together, sis. That's one of mine. Obviously, that's very like, that's not too personal, but it's still something very fundamental about me that I have been trying to be more awake to. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I have not dropped a cup, sis. Or broken a cup. So like, oh, I'm such a liar. I totally hit a glass of wine yesterday at my table, and it ricocheted, and thank God it didn't hit her. Nobody had to know that happens, but that happens. Only my table and I know that happens, but she almost died. Sorry. Okay. This is all about visualization patterns, instincts, your intuition, following your hunches. This is your subconscious. This is where your subconscious tries to connect with you with your intuition. This is where your dreams, you have to pay attention to your dreams. Also, that's another way to open up your third eye chakra, is by paying attention to your dreams, because your dreams are telling you subconsciously what the hell they're dealing with, and you're trying to sort out your memories through the days. I'm going to do a dream series as well. That's pretty much all I can say about the third chakra. I feel like the third chakra is pretty much self-explanatory since it's so damn popular. But yeah, just be more mindful, start meditating, start realizing, start self-realization, start integrating into your darkness, and start accepting the ugly parts of yourself, because Spirituality is not for the weak-minded. It's not for people who believe that ignorance is bliss. It's not for people who don't want to be better. It's work. It's tough. And you have to put in the work and you have to put in the time if you want to, have a better mental health and live a better everyday life. This is off topic, but for me, it's been rough being who I am and being awake and wanting to help people, but people not wanting the help is difficult for me to deal with because I see how much hurt they really are in, and you're not noticing, you're not even realizing that you're living in that hurt. When you're constantly talking about that, you're still living in that damn moment because you're still holding on to that energy, and that energy is flowing in your body. And I don't know if you quite grasp what the energy feels like, because the energy is tangible. Energy is right here in your heart, or it's on your feet, or it's present in your body. You just have to be quiet enough to listen, and that's where meditation comes in, because you have to be still enough to feel your subtle energy bodies. You have to be aware of what you're feeling. Sometimes I'm feeling really, 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 really upset. It's really far deep in there. I feel the bliss, but there's a little I want to freaking deck you in the face. And it took me a whole day to figure out why I wanted to deck somebody in the face. Nobody in particular. I wanted to blow something up. I did. That's how I felt. And, whatever. But at least I was aware of it, right? Okay, well, yeah. That is my video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to Wally. I love you. Shout out to BB. I hope you're okay. And I love you guys. Take only what you need. Never more, never less. Don't be greedy, bitch. Bye.